In this video, I will be talking about top 15 reasons why passengers get a 1-star rating. I'm not trying to be negative, folks, but as drivers, we need to let other drivers know when we have bad passengers. Rideshare Secrets, Tips, Tricks, Mistakes, episode 5. Number 1, terrible hygiene, offensive odors. Some passengers show up in my Uber ride that haven't taken a shower for a week. Maybe they haven't even changed their clothes. Maybe they haven't brushed their teeth. Forget about flossing. Guys, when somebody shows up in your car and leave a very bad stench, they deserve a 1-star rating so we can warn other drivers, because I don't want to pick up stinky passengers anymore. You know what happens when they leave? I've got to use this spray right here to make my car smell a little bit better. And then sometimes I gotta put my windows down. Other times I have to go get my car detailed. So my number 1 reason for giving a 1-star rating is stinky passengers. Number 2, trip coordinator and medical rides and guest trips. When the actual rider isn't the one that ordered the Uber ride, I automatically give a 1-star rating. Technically, Uber should allow us to have a filter where we don't pick up insurance rides, we don't pick up guest rides, but because Uber doesn't allow us to filter our rides, anytime I accept a ride and it says guest trip or it says trip coordinator, you know, blah, 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 here's a message from the insurance company telling you not to give your information out to anybody. Number 2, automatic 1-star. I don't want to pick up these people. It's so hard to find them on the map. Not only that, you can't even text them, you can't even communicate with them, and the money's not all that good. Automatic 1-star on trip coordinator rides. Number 3, using the driver as a moving company. Passengers who tend to load boxes and beddings and shoes and anything that has to do with moving. Sometimes they bring in some cockroaches in those. I gotta do this one again. Passengers want to load big nasty boxes in our cars. They want to load stuff from their house or apartment and just fill up my whole SUV as if I'm a moving company. That's a no-go. I don't want your cockroaches. I don't want your bed bugs. And Uber's not paying me enough to sit there and wait while you load and while you unload. Or 9 out of 10 times, I'm going to be doing the loading and unloading because I don't want my car getting scratched, especially my trunk. So that's a no-no in Uncle Uber's book. That's an automatic 1-star rating. If I take a passenger and I show up to pick you up and you think I'm going to move, if I can't give you a 1-star rating, it's because I canceled that ride. Right when I saw you standing on the curb with all that stuff, I said, no, deuces, bro. Number 4, leaving trash or contraband. Look, guys, there's passengers that come in your car, they'll eat a candy and leave the wrapper. This is why I don't give any food in my car anymore. Or they'll drink their water bottle but just leave it in the cup holder. Or sometimes the weed or contraband like cocaine will fall out of their pockets and they'll forget it, and then all of a sudden they'll go out and they're ready to take that hit and they'll be like, oh shoot, and they run back and then they find their contraband. No, I'm not here to deal with that kind of stuff. If you're gonna leave trash and you're gonna leave junk in my car after you leave, trust me, every time you leave my car, I turn around and I look and I make sure nothing is left. If you leave something in my car, especially trash, it's an automatic 1-star rating. Number 5, showing up sick or contagious. Coughing, sneezing, red nose, stuffy nose, tissue papers. Guys, I don't want to deal with that. Why would we want to pick up passengers that are sick? Not only are we going to possibly get sick, but other passengers with the germs in the car can get sick. Uber doesn't pay me enough to go buy disinfectants and after, around COVID time, go around and disinfect the whole car. I don't have the money for that. I don't have the time for that. So if you show up in my car and you're sick, it's an automatic 1-star rating. Quick time out for a small commercial break. I'll make it quick. As you know, I have a course, Start Your Own Rideshare Business. I'm grateful that 12 of you have already bought the course. Let me give you a little update. Right now, I'm on Module 4. So Module 4, Lesson 4.1 is done. It teaches you how to price your services. It's around a 30-minute video. I start off by giving you a welcome message, and then I tell you how to price yourself. One, by checking Uber and Lyft. Also in the video, I cover you should know what your worth is. Like depending on the car that you have, how much you should charge. I go over distance versus time, how I charge. For example, if I'm doing distance, I want to make at least $2 to $3 per mile. But if I'm charging per time, I want to make at least $1 per minute. I go over one-way trips versus round trips, right? In full detail. I talk about should you match or beat Uber and Lyft's prices. And then I also talk about how you can adjust your prices over time, right over here. Then I'll give you 4 examples on how I would price my trips. This is example A, this is example B. Check out the course, it's the first link in the description. Number 6, underage riders, high schools. Picking up minors is extremely risky, especially if they're under the age of 18. I don't want to take that risk. I don't want to take that chance. So anytime I get a ride or a potential passenger that needs to be picked up from a high school, middle school, elementary school, I am super careful. And just in case I pick up somebody that's controversial, I'm driving like a grandpa, super slow, because there's no way for me to ID them. But if Uber tells me to pick up somebody from high school, remember, we don't find out until we accept a ride, and eventually it shows up your destination is a high school or a middle school. And if that person ends up being underage, guess what? It's an automatic 1-star to warn the other drivers. Danger, danger, Will Robinson. Super dangerous. Number 7, weird names on the app. If the passenger's name is something very controversial, let's say a name shows up with a letter, or a name like She Blows, you don't want to pick up that person. My point is this: if weird names come up in your app, I'm a little bit careful, because I think me as a driver, they know my real name, they have a picture of me, and if someone isn't courteous enough as a passenger to give us their authentic first name, or at least a name that sounds like a reasonable person, I don't want to pick up She Blows or She Drives or She Rides. No, that's a no-go for me, an automatic 1-star, because I want to warn all my other drivers. Number 8, chronic complainers and whiners. Just some passengers like to nitpick everything. For example, hey, can you please turn the AC up or turn it down? Can you turn the radio on? Can you turn it down? Can you take directions like this? Can you make a right turn here, left turn here? Or sometimes they just end up draining you. They just keep talking and yapping and yapping and yapping, and they just don't shut up the whole 30 minutes. For me, I want to warn the other drivers and let them know, hey, this guy is going to be nitpicking and it's not worth it. Oh, one more thing with that. Especially if you think they're whining and they're complaining, there's a good chance that they might end up giving you a bad rating. In that situation, I'll give them a 1-star before they give me a 1-star. That way, if something gets escalated to customer service where they're trying to get a free ride or get free money, guess what? If I give them a 1-star, I'm in a position where I'm taking notes and I have to deal with Uber customer service from Thailand or India. I can let them know, look, I already gave this idiot a 1-star rating because they were a complicated passenger. A, B, C happened. So in this situation, 1-star is crucial, critical. Number 9, vomiting or threatening to vomit. If a passenger actually throws up in your car, that's an automatic 0-star. I wish I can give 0 stars, but if I can't, I'll give them a 1-star rating. If they are pretending or asking me to open the door, or asking me to open the window, or asking me to pull over because they got to throw up, that's an automatic 1-star. If you can't hold your liquor, don't get in my car. Come on. How many people do we know out there that throw up like this? Young ones. Young ones don't know how to hold their liquor. Old people, I'll tell you a story once. I picked up 3 old people right when I opened the door to drop them off when they got home. Guess what? They went outside my car and they yacked all over their yard, not in my car. So old people can hold their liquor, young people can't. And because they can't hold it, it's not my fault. Automatic 1 star, or 0 star if I can. Number 10, adding unplanned stops without communication. When a passenger tries to sneak in an extra stop in the ride and does not even communicate with me, or they end up doing multiple stops. Hey bro, can you just stop right here? I just got to pick up my keys so I can get into my condo. Or do you mind if you can just quickly stop by Starbucks? My orders, drinks already ordered and it won't take me that long to pick it up. That's a no-go. Look, we don't get paid for the extra time or miles. Uber does not pay us anymore. We used to, back in the days, get at least $3 for a stop. Now, we don't even get the $3 anymore. I know Uber takes that money, puts it in their pocket or Lyft, and doesn't give it to the driver. So if a passenger just adds a stop without even talking to me and saying, yo bro, I'm at the weed shop, I need to pull in, is it okay? That's a 1 star rating. 1 star for being rude and disrespectful. Number 11, eating or vaping without asking. I'm responsible for keeping my car clean and making it smell really good. Now, if you want to vape in my car, just ask. Just say, hey bro, is it okay if I vape? If you ask me, I'll probably let you vape because I vape. I'm trying to quit this. That's probably going to be another video in the future where I'm going to talk about how I quit vaping. But if I pick you up at Jack in the Box and you got food, you got fries, you got a burger, and I eat once a day and I'm starving, and you brought food in my car and you didn't even ask me, you start munching away, man, that's rude. That's disrespectful. That's an automatic 1 star. If you're going to eat in my car, at least ask me, sir, do you want a cheesecake, or can I get you something to drink or eat? Is it okay for me to eat in your car? I'll be clean. I'll be careful. 9 out of 10 times when people bring in fast food in my car or junk food, they actually end up leaving crumbs all over the seat and on the floor. That's an automatic 1 star. If you ask me and you clean up after yourself, I'll probably not give you a bad rating. But if you don't even ask me, it's a 1 star. Number 12, bathroom breaks on short trips. Now, I've picked up people where I've done a short ride, like 30 or 45 minutes long, and they ask for a bathroom break because they've been drinking too much. Sometimes the guys will ask me on the freeway, yo, do you mind if you pull over? I just got to take a quick leak. And I said, you know what? No problem. I'll pull over on the freeway because it's not going to take me too long. But if you make me go to Starbucks and pull off the freeway so you can take a leak, and the next thing I know, you're coming back with a Starbucks drink, no, that's a no-go. Learn to hold your piss, please. That's a 1 star rating. I've had women ask me to pull over because their bladder, for some reason, after every 15 minutes they need to pull over and go to the bathroom. Guys, it's a 30-minute ride. If you got bladder problems, that's not my problem. That's 1 star rating. Now, I can understand if it's a 2-3 hour long ride and there's an emergency and you need to pull over. I can understand that because my bladder, if I'm drinking coffee, sometimes I can go about 3-4 hours, but I got to pull over and I got to take a pee. But on short rides for 30 minutes, 1 star rating for having me pull over for going to the bathroom. Number 13, passengers with pets but no blanket. Bringing a pet into my car is not a problem. I love dogs, I love cats, I love all sorts of animals, right? But if you bring Fluffy and Fluffy is hairy and leaves hair all over my car and you didn't bring a blanket, it requires me to go to the vacuum place around the corner that used to charge $1 to vacuum a car. Now it costs $2.50 to vacuum the car. I'm not going to cover that. Well, I have to cover it because I have to pay for it because I have to vacuum my car before the next passenger comes in my car. But because Fluffy sat in the back seat and shitted everywhere, actually no, she shitted everywhere, you're going to get a 1 star rating. You bring a pet in my car, keep him in your lap or keep him on the floor, it's being respectful for your driver. But having that dog run all over my back seat and not even having a blanket, 1 freaking star for you, Mr. Fluffy. Number 14, open alcohol containers or drinking in my car. Some passengers think that my car is a private party bus. And they tend to bring in alcohol with an open container, because when they leave the cans in my car. I go all the way in the back and I have to throw the seltzer or whatever kind of alcohol they have these days and throw it away. And I don't want to get in trouble if I get pulled over with an open container. So that's an automatic 1 star. But there's some passengers that are getting very sneaky. They'll bring in something like this, right? You can't tell, but they'll have wine or alcohol in there and they're drinking. And then when we're talking and their breath stinks, I find out that they're drinking in my car. Now the ride has already started. I don't want to deal with people that are drinking in my car and aggravate them. And next thing I know, they're trying to threaten me or trying to start a fart with me. They're trying to start a fight with me. In that situation, if you brought an open bottle or a container that contains alcohol or wine in my car, that's an automatic 1 star in my opinion. You guys can let me know in the comments below, what do you think about some of the stuff that I've said. Number 15, a violent or threatening behavior. If a passenger in the car is getting a little bit violent or threatening or loud with their voice, or they're calling me the N-word. Yes, I'm Pakistani, but some people call me the N-word when they're in my car. Look, I don't need to deal with that, and none of you drivers need to deal with that. If someone's being rude, racist, all those weird things that they do to immigrants, guess what? It's an automatic 1 star rating. And I also complain to Uber and let customer service know. So in future, if something actually ends up happening violence-wise with this passenger, Uber knows and there's a history of it. Uber's probably not going to do anything about it, but it's good to document this so we warn other drivers. I hope you guys are getting the drift here. Bonus tip. If you stuck around till the end of the video, you're going to love this one. Have you noticed that once in a while people fart in your car? I don't even like smelling my own farts, let alone do I want to smell your fart, right? So in that situation, even if it's 1 fart and it accidentally leaked out, I'm going to give you a 1 star rating. And with that, I'll tell you a funny story. One time I picked up 2 ladies. We were driving, no problem. And all of a sudden I smelled something nasty, right? I looked up at the mirror, I looked back at them, they looked back at me, and then they grabbed a perfume and they sprayed it in the car. I lowered my windows in my car, and I'm like, man, these 2 girls, that's nasty, man. 2 people farting or playing fart games. No, that's not cool. But later I found out they were spraying because they thought I farted. And I lowered my windows because I thought they farted. But I found out I was on the 60 freeway by Archibald, where it always stinks because there's some sewage pipe or something weird going on. Maybe the cows in Chino. God knows what was going on. But the smell was outside, not in the car. But they thought I did it. I thought they did it. But anyways, my point is very simple. If you fart in my car, it's an automatic 1 star because I don't want to smell that shit. Literally. Go take a shit. Go to the bathroom, because the reason why you're farting is you need to go take a poop. And because you're not taking a poop, all that gas is coming out. Lastly, if a passenger says that I appreciate you, that basically means they're not going to give me a tip. A lot of young passengers and riders tend to do that on trips. So if you say I appreciate you, or I'll tip you in the app, 99.9% I'm going to give you a 1 star rating, and I'm going to let other drivers know this person's not going to tip and they're going to lie about it. I encourage all drivers that are watching this YouTube video to consider these 15 reasons for a 1 star rating. And remember, you don't want to give a 4 star, 3 star, or 2 star. Either give a 5 star rating or give a 1 star rating, because the passenger's rating is going to drop a lot more when you give them a 1 star, and it helps other drivers. It warns us. I don't like picking up anybody below a 4.85. Personally, I prefer picking up passengers that are around 4.90 to all the way up to 5.0, because those passengers are easier to deal with, and then chances of making a little bit of extra money are there because they tend to tip. 1 star rating is just a warning. It is not a personal vendetta. I'm here teaching other drivers. If you got any other suggestions, let me know. I actually have another video that's going to come where I'm going to talk about other reasons why I give passengers a lower 1 star rating. But in that video, we're going to talk about 3 strikes and then you're out. Meaning, out of those 15 reasons, if there's 3 things that the passenger does, then I'm going to end up giving them a 1-star rating. It's almost like, you know, in California, 3 strikes and you're out and you're in jail and you're locked up for good. Thank you for watching my video. I appreciate you. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, help me out, and check out the course, which is the first link in the description, and become your own personal driver. Start your own rideshare business. Uber and Lyft are paying very little money. Today, I've been out on the road from 8 in the morning and it's almost 5 o'clock. That is at least, I don't know, 8 or 9 hours, right? You know, my math is not that good. It's at least 8 or 9 hours and I've made $68. Granted, it's January, it's slow, and there's a lot of fires in California and some weird stuff is going on. But guys, come on. $68 in 9 hours of driving is 30 of it is going to go to my gas. So I get around $30 left. It's not worth driving Uber and Lyft anymore. Hopefully you start your own rideshare business. And if you don't, figure out a new skill and figure out another way to make money. Today, even though I made $68 in Uber, I got this video written and recorded and released to you. Have a beautiful day.